What's up, guys? I'm Bob Tompkins.
I'm Matt Jordan.
And this is Beer of the Week.
Yes, it is, my brother.
The show where we drink beer on camera for you guys.
And for me.
And for us. And it is definitely needed today.
Yes, sir.
So it's cold outside.
Weather outside is frightful.
It is. So we are drinking a stout from Untitled Art.
Yeah.
They always make great beer.
With a very short name.
Yep. So what is the name of this beer?
TripleBerry Hazelnut Smoothie Stout.
Yes. So that gives you a lot of weird flavors. Hazelnut, fruit, lactose, obviously, if it's a smoothie stout. So
I'd imagine.
This is going to be different than probably any beer we've had.
Milk sugar, so.
Yep, this is going to be different than any beer we've had.
Yeah.
But I'm excited about it because Untitled Art, they do weird stuff. Typically comes out pretty good. Has a UNTAPPD rating of 3.96.
Can't beat that.
Especially for something this weird. So let's get into it. Check it out.
Can't wait.
Cool. All right, so TripleBerry Hazelnut Smoothie Stout by Untitled Art with Microphone Brewing. So it's probably important to point that out. Microphone Brewing is who collaborated with Untitled Art to make this beer. So this has a ABV of 10%. So pretty poignant beer. I was a little surprised to see that because the beer itself is not quite as opaque as I would expect it to be. It's got like a brownish hue to it, kind of a light brown hue. Normally on these darker beers, I expect them to be like really dark, really rich looking. I mean, this has great head on it, but it's a little more brown than I would have expected it to be for a 10% stout.
All right, guys. Untitled Arts TripleBerry Hazelnut Smoothie Stout. The description of the ingredients on this is like two lines along the bottom of the can thick. That's gonna have a lot going on in it. So the triple berries are strawberries, raspberries, and blueberries. I actually like 2 of those. Never really been a big raspberry fan, so let's see which ones stand out the most. Has a really beautiful color. You can almost see the kind of the milk sugars and the effect that they have on the color of the beer as you're pouring it. There's a little bit of a haziness, kind of, even though it's dark, as you're pouring it, the light coming through the pour, you can kind of can see a bit of a haziness or a creaminess in it. The smell as I was pouring it out of the glass is coming out. I get primarily stout just on the nose that I can smell from here. Really nice brown, kind of blondish brown head on the beer. Ooh. Okay, so this actually has a bit more of a sweetness to the nose to me than say like an imperial stout. So what's the ABV? I didn't even look. So 10% alcohol, that would technically fall in the kind of in that imperial stout range. Has more of a nose of a milk stout to me than an imperial. Those bitter, dark chocolate notes don't really come across in the nose for me. That probably has something to do with the milk sugars and the level of the number of fruits that have been added to it.
Wow. So the nose on this is actually very fruity. I mean it's a TripleBerry hazelnut. I mean, so I guess that makes sense. But the nose almost reminds me of like a chocolate covered cherry, chocolate covered strawberry, like somewhere in between there on the nose. But you get a lot of fruit. So let's see what it tastes like. That's wild. That is a wild beer. I think it's very fair to say I've never had anything that tastes like this. Not as a beer. This almost tastes like, if you've ever had like those like fruit tarts from like Publix, this almost reminds me of that. It's got a creamy taste to it like a tart does, hazelnutty instead of chocolate. So there's not, I mean, it's not a deep, dark chocolate taste. I mean, it's a hazelnut taste. That along with this fruit, and there's a lot of fruit flavors here, it really gives it a sweeter profile.
That literally tastes like the candies in the little candy boxes, and you just kind of, you pop one in and you're like, oh, there's raspberry inside this one, or strawberry, or whatever. That's actually really good. This would not in any way, shape, form, or fashion be in the stout category that I prefer, either traditional imperial stouts or barrel-aged imperial stouts. But as a dessert stout with the fruit flavors, I can taste the strawberries. I get, when on the exhale, I pick up raspberry more in the exhale. The kind of the bitterness that a raspberry has, the earthiness that a raspberry has, versus this is kind of candied strawberry to me, not like, well, homegrown strawberries are really good. This is not store-bought strawberries. This is homegrown in the back of your garden, in the back of your house strawberries, level of sweetness. Wow, it's really nice. We let it warm up a little bit before cracking it, so you really get the layers. The fruit, it's almost, I wouldn't say quite Tootsie Roll. It does have a deeper, richer chocolate tone than Tootsie Roll. And I wouldn't even say as sweet or as creamy as a Hershey chocolate. This is kind of in between, like a Hershey and Baker chocolate for me. And then with the fruit flavors being very prevalent.
Buddy, what'd you think?
Dude, it's good, man. It's sweeter than I wouldn't say sweeter than I expected. It's sweet.
No, it is sweet. So the more I'm drinking of it, and actually when I was off camera, I was looking at it from the opposite angle. This has way more of a brown color.
Are you? So you're seeing, so you were standing over while I was doing my review. You did your review while I was in the cooler.
Yeah.
But when you were standing there holding up in the sun, that same kind of cloudiness, that same kind of haziness that you could see it in the pour as you were pouring it. And it is those milk sugars that.
Well, it's interesting, and I mean, my phone's not working, so I can't do this. But
what are we looking at?
Pull your phone up.
Okay. Oh, you want to shine like a light to it?
Yeah. So it's interesting. Pull your flashlight up.
Yep.
Yeah. So if you kind of shine it in there, shine it down from the top down. From the top down. That way you're not shining it into the camera.
I got you.
You see that?
Yeah, dude. That's what what I was seeing.
Like it's got this like.
Yep.
It's way more like translucent.
Yep.
It's not dark like a stout, which I could see it when I was pouring it, and then after I poured it, I was like, wait, I can't really tell. That's how it is. Back when I was standing off camera, I could see.
And while I was pouring it with the light coming through, that was the same look. Yeah. And it is. It's got to be the milk sugars and even probably some of the berry, just some of the berry particulate.
Right.
But it's really good.
You said something while you were trying it that I thought was almost spot on. I'm kind of frustrated I didn't think about it. It does taste like a Tootsie Roll.
Yeah, it's a little it's a little bit more it's more complex than a Tootsie Roll, but it has Tootsie Roll.
It's got more fruit.
Yeah,
it's got more fruit.
Yeah.
But that I was trying to say it tasted like a custard fruit tart, with hazelnut spread instead of chocolate. That's kind of what it tasted like to me. But I think a Tootsie Roll is a way better description.
So for me, my mind, I didn't even think about the fact that it has hazelnut in it.
Yeah.
And I think that hazelnut is kind of what lends it to that Tootsie Roll-esque flavor profile.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about. I forgot. I was only focusing on those fruit flavors.
This one's very interesting. I mean, it's a very good beer. I'm enjoying it.
Yeah.
It's one that I would only have one of because of. I could have one every day of the week,
right.
But I could not have two back to back. It's sweet.
It is a dessert. It is technically imperial or typically not technically. Typically imperial stouts are listed as dessert beers. for me, this is what I would define as a dessert beer. It has that sweetness. It has that, which it has that chocolate layer. But yeah, this is what I would classify as a dessert beer. And you typically only have one dessert.
No, exactly. No, but this is extremely good. I think Untitled Art and Microphone Brewing in collaboration with them.
No collabs, yep.
They did a phenomenal job. So
Microphone.
Yeah, so I'm very happy with this. I think if you're an obscure beer drinker,
this is one you need to add to
you need to try it out.
Agreed.
Yeah. So anyways, this has been Beer of the Week. Cheers.
Cheers.